Alright, so we have the 7-day Guitar Fretboard Unlock challenge inside this Skool community. And we're going to talk about the musical alphabet and a little bit about the guitar layout. So first up, what is the musical alphabet? It's a little bit simpler than what you might think. The English alphabet has 27 letters, but the music alphabet has 7. Now, sometimes you might hear people talk about 12, and we'll discuss that today. The 7 letters or 7 notes are as follows: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So there are the 7 letters of the musical alphabet. Now, a big unlock is just knowing what happens after G. A, B, C. It just repeats. Okay, so we have this endless loop of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So there's the 7. Now, 12. Okay, this is where we come into sharps and flats. Sharps and flats. Okay, so a sharp looks like this little hashtag symbol. All right, a flat looks like a lowercase b or a 6. It's kind of tilted a little bit. So we're going to use the piano layout as a way to help us identify how the notes are used, how they're spaced out, and where we get these 12 notes. Okay. So if you're not that familiar with the piano, we have the series of black keys. They're in groups of 2s and 3s. Okay. Depending on where you're looking and starting on the piano. Okay, sometimes you might notice the first group of 2s because it's kind of in the middle, followed by 3, and then 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. So we're just going to start by finding these notes on the piano. So the A sits here. A. Alright. Then the B sits there. C, D, E, F, G, and then we're back to A. Group of 3, group of 3. And that's how it goes. So in between these two notes, A and B, we have this black key. So this black key is going to add a note, and then we're going to start increasing the number. So if we were just to simply go through and count them, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we're back at A. So that's where the 12 comes from. Now, the way sharps and flats work, it's pretty simple. A can move up to A sharp. So the A note moves higher to A sharp. Okay. Now the B can move lower, can move down to a B flat. And that can also be played on this black key. So you have 2 different names for the same note. Okay, so if you were to hit this note on the piano, it would make one sound. Depending on if you're going from the A going higher, it would be called an A sharp. If you're going down from the B flat, if you're going lower, it would be called a B flat. That's all the explanation we're going to get in today's video, because we're going to keep it under 10 minutes. All right. So C. From the C, we can go up to C sharp. From the D, we can go up to D sharp. From the F, we can go up, F sharp, G, G sharp, and the A sharp. Now, each of these sharps here can have a flat name. So the C sharp can be D flat, and that goes on as well. Okay, so that's how the sharps and flats kind of work in a real simple way. Now between B and C, you probably notice there is no black key on the piano. And between E and F, there's no black key on the piano. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about whole and half, or tone, or semitone. Alright, we'll try to make this real simple for today's video. A whole step is A to B. Think of it as jumping over the black key. We're going from A, jumping over that, to B. It's a whole step, or a tone. Now from B to C is our half step, or our semitone, okay? Because there's no black key, we're not jumping over anything. We'll see how that works on the guitar in just a minute. Okay, C to D, whole step. D to E, whole step. E to F, half step, or a semitone. It's a smaller distance. F to G, whole step. G to A, whole step. A to B, okay? Tone and semitone. All right. Hopefully that all makes sense. We'll be going into this deeper in another video. So we're going to pull out the guitar. We're going to do natural notes on E string. So natural just refers to these letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? So no sharps, no flats. And you have your first piece of homework is just to do the natural notes on the E string. So on the guitar, the E is the lowest string. It's the first one up here. You also have the E on the bottom string as well. So they obviously both work together. E to F is played by just going from the open string to the first fret. That would be a half step. Now from the F, we're going to go a whole step to the G. So on the piano, you jump over a black key. On the guitar, you jump over one fret. So the distance between F and G is 1, 2, 3, if you count the F, or it's 1, 2. Just keep it as simple as you can in your head, whatever works. So E, F, F to G, G to A, another whole step. A to B, another whole step. B to C, half step, smaller distance. C to D, whole step, and then D to E is a whole step, and then we're back at E. So we've completed the whole cycle. Okay, we've played all 7 notes. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and E. So that's your homework for today. All right, practice that as many times as you need to until you get familiar with all of those natural notes on the E string. Now, the fret numbers is also something you should learn. Okay, so we're going to put that just down the bottom here. So E, 0, meaning open. F, 1, first fret. G, 3rd fret. A, 5th fret. B, 7th fret. C, 8, D, 10, E, 12th fret. So once you hit the 12th fret, everything starts over. Your practice again is to name and play every natural note on the low E string all the way up to the 12th fret. Okay, and we'll see you in the next video.